if you guys are too afraid to fight, stop doing what you're doing because it clearly isn't working. If you've been playing this game for months, for an entire year, however long it's been, if it's been a minute that you guys have been playing this shit and you still find yourself camping in the building and you're still asking yourself, how come I'm not winning a lot of games? Probably because you're doing something wrong, right? What is going on, YouTube? Savage here. In today's video, we'll be breaking down, analyzing, and spectating a viewer-submitted quads gameplay. But before we get into the video, if you have not already, make sure you subscribe to the channel right now. Join the Wolf Pack. Also, if you love short intros in the video, make sure you smash that like button. And without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into the gameplay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are spectating Musa and his squad. And as you can see here, we've already got something hot as fuck going on. So first thing I want to point out is they noticed that there were gunshots coming from this hangar here. And as you guys can see, there's a lot of shit going on at the hangars area. So what he went ahead and did, or one of his teammates went ahead and did, is they called in a UAV to kind of get more of a broad picture. Now, there are still 147 players alive right now. So the chance of many people having ghost is very slim to shit. So great play by them, instantly calling the UAV as we're pushing across. Granted, we are out in the open, we are pushing out in the open, but because these two teams are distracted with each other, we assume we should be okay. The only thing we really got to worry about right now is police station window. But again, the way players think when they hear gunshots, that's where they focus to. So we're probably safe to push. And here we are pushing across to go, hopefully third party this shit. Now there are 3 teams around this area. Maybe even 4 teams by the looks of it. Now, what I want to go ahead and point out, just because we had a video the other day, kind of did something different. The video the other day that we were spectating, the teams as they pushed, they kept jumping out in the open and putting themselves in between 2 teams. Instead of doing that, this team's aware that there are dickheads camping inside police station. And instead of just going out in the street and just bulldozing through them and getting caught out in the open, fighting one team and getting shot in the back, they're all staying inside the building. We're staying on the outside corner and we're making sure we're not pushing across until probably this team is wiped. Because again, it will be easier for us to push across the open street once these guys are dead, and then we can maintain focus on the guys in police station.
What is he doing? He was a bot. Watch behind you.
Guy on the left-hand side as well. Purple realized that, falls back.
Down him. Let's fight this up.
All right, now Purple's engaged with the guys on top of police station. Let's see how they push this fight. Now, as far as handling police station, when it comes to police station, I like to kind of use the distracting method. Basically, as purple and orange are going up here to hopefully maintain fire on the windows, blue and green will have the opportunity, if they choose, to rotate through the buildings, come up around, maybe go up top on the roof and then jump in, maybe come up the bottom staircase stealthily. That way they can shoot them in the back and kind of essentially pinch the enemy. Let's see what they end up doing though. Got one guy just sitting in the window praying to something right now. Purple gets the knock and he's instantly going to go ahead and push that. Notice the moment they get the pick, Purple goes ahead and pushes in and the team is right behind him to either assist, clean up, or just go ahead and help wipe them out. And just like I was saying, going up the ladder right now, come at the back end. We do have a vehicle coming up the right-hand side right now. Be aware that they don't come and try to third party us.
They're all in there. Hold on.
And where? Oh, no. 2 down.
And that right there. So as far as pushing the building, we already discussed that. We already covered that. As far as the team that was camping in the building, they got what they deserve. Stop camping in buildings. And if for some reason you want to camp in the same damn building, don't camp in the same room. It's stupid because this shit right here is what happens. Stop camping. If you are, or you happen to be caught up in a building or a room and you get pushed and there's a shit ton of windows, jump out. Dude, if these guys would have both jumped out, they could have rounded the corners and come up behind us and they could have actually tried to outplay, or they could have run, whatever the case may be. But sitting still, holding doorways, is just a quick way to get yourself wiped, especially against a good and aggressive team.
Stop power. Ridiculous.
Again, most of this shit seems like it should be basic knowledge, but still, every single day, every other game that I spectate, we witness this shit. Whether it's the team we're spectating or the team that we're blown through, people just fall into this habit of getting scared shitless, sitting still behind a desk, a chair, mounting, and just waiting for the enemy to open a door. But you gotta realize, this is not a normal Call of Duty. This is the fastest paced COD I think we've ever had, in my opinion. And teams can bulldoze through that bitch before most people and most players can even react. But here we are now. We got a guy on the rooftop. Not sure how many. Purple's going to call it out, going with the knock. Orange gets a knock as well from the outside. Notice the angles they're holding right now, right? We've got Orange holding one angle. He's able to get a knock. As Purple is pushing up, he's able to get a knock. Still not a team wipe, but we are here with them as well to help just in case. And there is the last guy sitting on the roof watching the doorway, weird and shit like that. Now, what would have happened if this last dude would have jumped off the roof the moment the first dude went down? He could have come up the staircase we had just run up and possibly shot one of us in the back. Remember, guys, when you're in a gunfight, don't freeze up. Don't sit still, constantly move around. When you watch any top tier player play, what are they doing? They're moving. That's why people like Joe Woe, that's why their movement is so impressive, because that's something to be said about how the mechanics of this game actually work. Maintain movement in your gunfights or whatever the case may be. Never sit still and allow the enemy to know exactly where you're at, because we all basically predicted he'd be sitting there holding the doorway. Whether it was here, whether it was against the wall, we knew he'd be watching the door, because that's what most players do. So that's now 3 squads wiped through in a matter of 2 minutes. Not bad. We got a vehicle. Vehicle's gone. Never mind. We don't talk about that.
I think I only hit.
So we've won the gunfight. Now we're sitting here trying to figure out, where do we want to go now? We got plenty of money to get UAVs. Purple's going to go ahead and do that. We also have a bounty marked as well. Let's go ahead and see what they end up doing. Now, they might hold on to the UAVs, get the bounty, and then once they have the bounty killed, then they'll use a UAV. That's up to them completely. It definitely would be what I would do. I'd go ahead and hunt down the guy we know, save the UAV, unless I feel unsafe with the push. If he ends up being like in this huge compound, there's a bunch of people shooting, then I call that bitch in.
I'll just keep it.
I've got the UAV up. Bounty looks to be moving relatively. Oh, he's on the train. I'm about to say relatively quickly, but yeah, that explains that. So the bounty's out of play. Unless you want to get a vehicle and go after that guy, which I definitely don't recommend, because if he's on a train and he's mounted, he'll just beam you guys as you're driving up to him. So I'm glad to see that we're not chasing down that bitch.
We're split already. I've got another UAV.
All right, so they are going to be doing the 2-2 split. We got orange and green off on their own, and we're going to be going down to hunt this team as well. Now, this is a great tactic, again, for any team. If you guys feel proficient with each other, if you guys feel like your team synergies together, feel free to break off, get more kills, and end up wiping out the lobby twice as fast. Now, I always tell newer players to avoid this. You want to focus on the basic mechanics before you really start getting advanced. This is more of an advanced tactic that I don't want to see newer players do. Not because I don't want to see you guys excel, but because you have other things to worry about. Don't worry about trying to 2v4 other teams when you're still trying to figure out how to shoot, how to aim, how to slide cancel, things like that. It's baby steps. It's a process. We have one guy singled out by the buy station, which is the one who's shooting at us. That's the guy I would have been focused on originally. When it comes to teams and finding out who you want to shoot, you got to pick the weakest link. Even though he had the drop on us and he did fuck us up, these guys are hiding in a building. This guy's the weakest link. He's by himself. We can just jump on him like a gazelle, and that's it. So that would have been the first guy I would have been trying to attack. Let's see how he's pushing. Oh, we got it. We got an aggressive Betty coming at us, boys. Look at this guy, Fortnite, jumping right into his death, jumping out the windows. We need to jump back inside because the team is going to be shooting at us. Now, number 2, who's the weakest link? This guy. I would assume, based on the building layout, that he's sitting in that little glass cubby on the outside of the building. It's like an inside outside type vibe. You guys know what I'm talking about. That's also easy beams, but you can do that from the rooftop. Now, it is a 2v3. Even though we got the knock, we do not have the advantage. So I would definitely go out there, finish that execute, hop back in this building if you feel like you can do it without getting blitzed down, take out this asshole, and then push a fair 2v2 fight. I mean, to be honest, just based on how spread out these guys are. Oh, audible. We got it. One of his teammates just jumped off the back end of the building. He'll be looking right through this window at us. This point, yeah, throw the sticky. Oh no, rip. But his teammate is pushing up. You can hear him right now. There he's jumping through the window. Very questionable. He does the Fortnite jump shot shit too. Going to the bathroom to reload. Kind of questionable. I would have run out the back door and rounded. As I'm reloading, I try not to corner myself in any building. Not a big deal. Musa is a fucking absolute savage. We've spectated his games before. But what I would have done is, as I'm reloading, jumped out the back window and started rotating around the building, because the team over here is going to anticipate that we're going to try to jump out that window or come out that doorway. The last thing they're going to anticipate is us coming around the edge when we're trying to get the execute. It ends up, that's actually what we're doing right now.
Probably got a heartbeat.
But again, instead of going to the bathroom, I try to do that. This guy goes down. The fact that he left his teammate would have, I would go ahead and put in my head that this guy's probably still alive. He probably got rezzed and now he's up again.
Guy there, just there.
We've got window breaking, glass breaking to our right-hand side. I would imagine that's the guy that we downed originally. Purple's going to go ahead on that solo asshole camp in this building, and let's see what we end up doing.
John Roof. M9.
Ja, I downed him. I'm there. No.
Yeah, he's definitely on the roof.
Andy, that's
Meanwhile, our
just
other
saying.
team, because they're so proficient with each other as well,
Actually,
they're off just wiping bitches left and right. Stormzy's over here killing a lot of shit, and so is JT.
just running blue.
Not really sure what the hell's going on, to be honest.
Nice M9, they were a good team.
I guess he jumped down. Doesn't matter. M9 went ahead and got the kill, and that was that. Now, as far as that gunfight is concerned, that team kind of played that wrong. I'm not against them pushing across. They should have done it together. They should have worked together to push across the opening. As you saw, the first guy we knocked, he literally just ran by himself. It was easy. It was a 1v1, easier for us to do. If they would have had all four of them pushed at the same time, it would have been a lot harder for us to figure out who we're going to shoot first before they actually breached the building. Now, once we got that down, what happened? His teammate vaulted through the window. Of course, we're going to be there to get the kill. So, guys, as you guys are planning your fights and as you decide I'm going to push this team and be aggressive, make sure you have some form of teamwork. I don't know why the last guy was just sitting on top of this building as he was noticing his teammates were dying one at a time, one by one by one. The moment it was just him and one of the boys left, he should have jumped off and helped him win that 2v2 fight. But instead, he sat on the roof like a bitch. He waited for his team to get wiped, and then it was a 2v1, and that was it. Like shooting fish in a barrel, guys. Also, what a beautiful day to drink Sneak Energy, guys. Oh. You guys are curious what flavor I'm telling you right now. Strawberry Millions is the one.
Yeah, you know.
Use code Savage at checkout. Link in the description. Stop plugging the shit, Savage. I'm sorry. I can't help it. Can't help it. I'm fucked up.
Andy,
All right, so here we are now. We've kind of just bounced through here, buying some UAVs, trying to find some targets. We haven't found much around us. So we're now in a position where we're going to try to gatekeep the north-hand side of the map, which isn't that bad of an idea because look where the circle's at, right? This is pretty much a given. Look at this dickhead.
Hold them.
Oh,
Yeah.
weird. I camped in the tower. Probably got no kills. Now what do I got to do? I got to jump out because I need to rotate. And I'm going to wait till the very last second to do so. Absolutely weird. And guess what's going to happen? The homeboy jumping out the tower. You're going to get fucking wrecked by your dude, Musa. Thank God, bro. Again, I say this in every video. This tower here and those little radio towers as well. If you guys sit up there and you're getting 2 kills a game and you're wondering why I don't get a lot of kills, it's because you're sitting in the damn tower. We all know to stay away from that bitch.
Andy, I've got a full
All right, now it's just a
team
matter of time. But as we're sitting here, look at this guy right here, slow floating his ass off. Look at this. What game am I playing? We could probably beam him. I honestly would have shot his ass. This gun is an absolute fucking beamer. You could have beamed homeboy out the air and gotten this kill. I've been sitting on 8 right now. But it's just time. That's all it is. We just have to wait a little bit of time. No big deal. And I always talk about wasted time and I always talk about wasting time and shit like that. But in situations where you're gatekeeping, it's not wasted time at all because you're going to end up getting a lot of kills. Look at all these guys, bro. Scattering like rats. And also notice how ourselves and purple are spread apart. That way we can hold a wider angle. That way, we get in a fight with the guy over here who's hiding behind a rock. We might not be able to shoot him, but because of his angle, he might have a better angle on shooting the enemy as well. This will help us more in the long run than it'll hurt us, especially if these guys, which they are, but especially since these guys are actually efficient at handling their own shit. If they get pushed, they don't have to worry about needing, 3 or 4 teammates around them in order to get some help. They can go ahead and push it down by themselves.
Oh, I was never getting out of there alive then, was I?
And people always question, like Savage, you always say don't play the edge of the circle in the beginning and middle game. You're crazy. Why? This is why, right? This is why. Now these guys might survive because there is a small gap. If these guys were to run out, we would not have that much opportunity to shoot them. So they may survive. This guy here though, it's gonna be questionable because it looks like he split up from his team. That was actually a bad way to rotate. Yeah, there he is right there. Our teammate's shooting at him. He comes out. We're shooting at him. And what is he doing? He's just bunny hopping. The man's just jumping in the air. When you guys jump, it slows your movement speed, guys. If you're just sitting there consistently jumping, you're actually moving slower than you would if you were walking. So stop it. Stop it. You're better off, guys. Look, listen to me right now. Let's just have a heart to heart. You guys are being shot at and there's no cover around you like that guy just now. What do? You sit there and you shoot back. Try to outplay the situation. If you just turn tail and run, what's going to happen? You're going to die. You basically throw in the towel. Instead of running, just lay behind the rock and back out the fucking game. This makes no damn sense. Try to shoot at the enemy shooting at you, man. You have a chance to actually outplay the enemy, no matter what your aim and accuracy is like. It may be a small chance, but at least it's a chance. These guys you just see run from a fight and just taking it to the side, that's just not, no. Absolutely not. All right, we got a UAV in the air, and now we're just going to go hunt down the next team. We've now reconvened with Purple. Green's over there doing his own thing, handling his shit, and we're going to 3v4 push this building. Now, again, I can understand if these guys are gatekeeping. That's in a lighthouse, but the circle, look at the circle. What else are they gatekeeping right now? Not shit. Why are they still in this bitch? Too many times players overstay their welcome. Why? I just don't understand for the life of me why they would do that.
One of them is, yeah.
At this point, they should be pushing these buildings right in front of us and getting a better building to fight in. Firehouse is a terrible, absolutely terrible building to fight in. If you get pushed by an aggressive team, they know what they're doing. They're going to be able to take you out. This is not a vantage point. This is not, you know, maintaining the high ground. This is just asking yourself to die, whether it be right now or when you have to move from the building. If these guys are patient enough, they'll just wait for you to jump out. All the windows and all the stun grenades and all the thermite and everything that's in the game. This building is just terrible for doing what a lot of players believe they should be doing. This is unfortunate, bro. Uh-oh. That was your teammate. Yeah, I got scared too, not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Oh, here we go again. Weird. And literally without losing anything but 5 plates between our entire squad, the team died. If you guys are too afraid to fight, stop doing what you're doing because it clearly isn't working. If you've been playing this game for months, for an entire year, however long it's been, if it's been a minute that you guys have been playing this shit and you still find yourself camping in the building and you're still asking yourself, how come I'm not winning a lot of games? Probably because you're doing something wrong, right? Stop sitting in buildings, guys. You want to gatekeep, you want to hold, I'm fine with that. But once the circle's about to close in, there's nothing else. You can tell that no one else is coming through the gas. Leave. All right, here we are again with a big ass circle, only 77 players remaining, and 77 players is a lot. But again, guys, I'm gonna put it out there into the universe one more time. Please give us fast collapse. It literally only shortens the game 5 minutes, and you still get a lot more action. When people are forced to move from their camping spots, guess what happens? Everyone has fun because you actually get to see players and shoot instead of running around trying to find players. The fact that we get to medium and in games and we're out there trying to find players is just crazy to me. This is a BR. It's just battle, guys. I don't know. I don't even know, dude. Dude died so fucking fast. I have no idea what the hell just happened. But he definitely has teammates, so I respect the fact that Moose is kind of just playing that, trying to see if he notices any movement. No one's moving, no one's budging, which is weird, right? You can almost damn well guarantee if there's one person, there's going to be a whole team, especially if he's not an instant. But again, we revisit the whole situation. Savage, stop pausing the video in the middle of fights. I know, I'm sorry. But here we revisit a situation where a teammate goes down and a dude camps a building because that's all they know how to do. I'm trying to put the good word out here. Stop camping. No one listens. Weird shit. All right, but again, we're in the same situation where it's not an instant. So I would probably bet that there's another Joe Blow camping in a bush behind a rock or just sitting somewhere scared as fuck that's either A, gonna back out, B's out of gas, or C, spontaneously combust. Who knows? Again, guys, when you're playing with a squad, you've got to develop some type of relationship with your squad mates to where if one of them dies, you want to go out there and avenge their death, right? I would never let some squad dick on my boy. It sounded a lot weirder than I intended it to. And me just sit there and be like, all right, I'm going to continue on and go the opposite way. Hell no, bitch, I'm coming for that ass. Whether I die or not, I'm going to try to avenge my dude's death. Now, again, with saying that, a lot of y'all might not have people to play with. And if you don't have people to play with, again, join our Discord community and use the looking for groups pages to go out there, find some teammates that you can actually win with. There have been thousands of wins made in our Discord with over 13,000 people. And people are consistently finding players to play with on the regular, making friends and shit. So make sure you guys are a part of that. All right, so here we are again, just chasing down another bounty who's just kind of running around hiding. Now look, if you're in a position... What a dick.
My God. Wow.
Again, we're in a point here where we're seeing a trend, right? These teams are posted up in buildings and no one rotates out of them. One guy, they just sit in there and wait for their death. Now, the guys holding the staircase is a good idea. But if it's 2 of them versus 4 of us, what I would have done, instead of us both holding the same angle like the enemies just were, one guy hold the angle and put suppressive fire on the staircase while the other one jumps off the roof, comes in from behind, and y'all could essentially pinch them again. It is a 4v2, so it will be a hard fight no matter what. But as long as you're on point and you got your comms together and you'll push at the same time, should be a relatively easy thing to do, especially with thermite and stuns and shit like that.
Snake is cold though.
That was insane. No, we're here, all.
All right, here we are now. The fight's finished. We're just moving out. We're trying to buy some shit. We got another loadout drop coming in. Now, we got to be careful in this situation right here, right? The one thing that scares me is the right-hand side. Not only do we have the apartment building, which is pretty much an obvious, well, we have two of them technically, but we also have the hill. Now, the chance of an enemy being on the hill is slim the shit, but with all the bush campers, all the campers we've been seeing in this game, wouldn't surprise me if the last guy we didn't kill over there by the hangars happened to have been over here just hiding, waiting for us. And yes, him taking out a whole squad is probably slim to none, but I'd hate to be the guy on the receiving end of his barrel when he starts mowing us down from the back. So definitely, instead of getting complacent and buying stuff, I'd definitely be scanning around, looking around this area, just in case. And here, weird.
Down them. Down two. Oh my god.
Airstriking.
Great buy with the airstrike. Whoever's up there should hopefully we get the double execute and maybe even.
You wasn't gonna hit.
Fuck.
Sick. We can hold. We can hold.
We have a helicopter coming in. We have two guys on the ground level as well. So there's two guys up top, two guys ground level, and a helicopter. We're in a very bad spot right now. But there is only two. We could possibly outplay this. I have one guy inside this little trailer right here, and it looks like there's a guy behind the wall on the other side of the opening. There he is. God knows what he's doing. Unfortunately, purple's in. Yeah, that sucks. Homeboy camping in here was able to get the kill. Runs out without plating or anything, and ends up getting blitzed down.
Yeah.
So we won the team fight, but at the loss of our teammate. Hopefully we go back and buy him back real quick. Orange looks like he's on the case, and we're good to go.
People are train.
Again, that's now the fourth time we've run into a team where one player or the whole squad was camping in the building. Stop it, guys. It does nothing for you but get you killed. Just like Musa just then. There was a guy shooting his teammates out of the building. We literally didn't have to even peek. We did, but we didn't have to. The guy had to run out eventually, and all we had to do was hold that doorway and get the kill, which is in hindsight what happened.
One's flying in on top. One's flying in on top, Jordan. Right on the buy. He's being shot at from on top.
And regardless of the tips that I'm giving and the things that I'm saying, and as much as I'm talking, listen to the team's teamwork. Their call outs, their communication, what they're talking about, what they're discussing. They're on point. Talking about who's getting shot at by what team, pinging it, letting them know what they're doing, what their plans are. There's never a time with this team where they're like, I don't really know what I want to do right now. And they haven't run around in circles. They haven't had any miscommunication that costed any of them their life. I have no idea what the hell this guy's doing. That dude's playing driving simulator. Twisted Metal's making a comeback, boys.
When you go first, I'll go gas mask.
I don't have a gas mask.
Yeah. Sorry,
And look, we're sitting on 12 kills right now. But the rest of the squad has been slaying out as well. I'd probably guess they're around low 50s, high 40 kills right now. And there's still 51 players on the map. This is going to be a really good game. This will be a really good ending, too. This circle, oh, look at that. So they're having a really good game, man. Look at all these loadout drops. Holy shit, bro.
Yeah.
Up here.
I might push it. I might push, to be honest.
Yeah, I've got.
Also, whenever you're in an area like this, as tight as it was, did y'all notice how many loadout drops were falling and where they were falling at? Use that as a mental note of figuring out where most of the teams are. There are a lot of crates dropped over there to the west. There's a lot of shit going on. They're going to have to come to us. So with that knowledge that we just gathered from that shit happening, I would try my best to take over this if we can before the circle actually encloses. I try my best to get over here. You want this spot because there were 5 or 6 crates that just dropped in this area. That's a lot of freaking kills to get, boys.
Right, good, just get it down. I can airstrike and you can push. One of the two.
Oh,
me.
shit.
Nice.
I got him.
I am here. I'm going to be honest.
Stop.
But thankfully, Orange was there to go ahead and get the cleanup and save our ass.
Yes.
Another instance of good teamwork.
Another one. Over, yeah, see.
Yeah.
I want you to notice what he's doing right here. This is huge that we need to start seeing everyone who submits gameplay doing. Again, if you guys are, if you guys have 2 KDs and above or 1 KD and above, you probably already do this. You probably already know this. But again, for newer players who are trying to get tips, this is something that's drastic. Notice how he's plating and still using this ledge as protection, but still peeking in different areas, moving around to keep eyes on where the enemies are rotating to. Remember, if you guys get your armor plates broken and you go prone behind that wall right there and you start plating up, what's going to happen? You're not going to know what's going on. You're going to be relying 100% on your teammates. And guess what? Your team may be doing other shit, focus on other shit, and they can't do your job for you too. So while you're plating, don't just go passive. You got to keep your eyes moving. Watch this shit. He crouches, goes back up, consistently moving back and forth. And now he's got visual on 2 enemies to the right-hand side. Granted, they can still rotate, but at least he's keeping his eyes available.
6 kills in this game.
I'd go ahead and push across. These guys haven't peaked in a few seconds. That's their loss. I'd be moving across. And orange and purple are already at it. They're stunning. This is a perfect opportunity to go ahead and push over there with them and get the kills. And again, I'd want to get that rooftop to the left-hand side right over here. That way I can gatekeep everybody coming over that mountain, that little hill. I'm from New Orleans. Any kind of elevation is a mountain to me, all right? I come from some flat lands. All right, purple's getting some team kills by himself right now. Orange getting some kills as well, jumping in the mix. They're fighting 1-2 teams.
Yeah.
We're gonna 100% have some enemies coming up that right-hand side, whether we get there to gatekeep or not. There's gonna be a lot of people wanting to get that staircase to try to get elevation on top of the train. So I would want someone right now to be watching that side.
Might be on that back edge. I doubt too.
But these guys, they're not gonna hold this rooftop. They're not gonna play passive. They're gonna jump down there and play as aggressive as they fucking can, and I love it. Purple jumps down into the enemy's territory, aggressive as hell, getting a double knock. And nope, that was a different teammate. Again, notice that we're fighting a bunch of shit right now. Green's fighting people over here to the south hand side, and purple is literally just clearing these 2 buildings by himself. Now I understand not everybody can do this, but this is the type of shit that I like to see from a very well-formed squad, very balanced squad.
I think he's trying to. Two blue.
Instantly calls out how many enemies there are and then pings it, so we know exactly what we're looking for. We don't have to rely on having all the enemies pinged. Got a guy in the window as well. Very dangerous fight to be on that ledge.
There's 2 still in blue.
Now, no matter what, the trick here is to keep our eyes on everything to the south, because they're going to have to come our way no matter what. These guys, no matter what they do, they can rotate all the way around. They're still, at the end of the day, going to have to come over here, and that's going to be a huge opening. These guys will probably die to green's hand and orange's hand. Here's one guy mounted on the fence. No idea what the hell he's thinking or doing. I don't understand why it took so many bullets to kill him either. Kobe?
Oh, the whole team.
Kobe? What are you doing?
Another guy on the right.
No matter what they did, they were going to die anyway. Same situation. We're not in the open. They're fried no matter what happens. Now, the M13 is an absolute airsoft gun, but the firing speed and the accuracy of it just makes it still a force to be reckoned with.
I downed one on the top of M9.
Purple's coming out. Oh, we're gonna have to provide a cover for purple, but unfortunately we lose our high ground. Enemy behind us, 2 enemies behind us. Oh my god, purple's still stuck in the house right now, trying to work his way out of there, I think. Yep, there he is. It's only 2. There we go. All right, so now we're at an in-game situation, and the circle's literally just blessed the shit out of us. The only thing we need to worry about is that doorway right around this area that orange is next to. That's really kind of it. Actually, I lied. That's going to be the only thing we have to worry about. This right here is going to be the only thing we have to worry about once the circle closes. Because the circle hasn't closed yet, there is another staircase on the other side of this temple looking shit that we could that we need to make sure we're watching. So JT should be watching his backhand side while orange watches that doorway. Because if those guys rotate up, which it looks like they're about to do, it's going to be very hard to fight them and the enemies on the other staircase at the exact same time.
Yeah, so I want to go for the kills. There's people coming up your stairs, John.
Good call out.
Stairs, I mean.
He's 100% right. This guy again just lean peeking around it. No idea what he's doing, but at least he tried. He was solo.
One, maybe one goes.
Purple going up the bottom of the staircase, trying to shoot the enemies in the back, able to get the team wipe on that as well. This team is just absolutely annihilating everything in their path. Now, all hope's not lost. They can still rotate over here, get up the zip line, and get to the rooftop if they got the cojones for it. I definitely wouldn't recommend it, though, because those guys that were on the staircase on the other side, they're already probably claimed that roof. There are 3 teams left in total. All we got to do is just play this wall, play a little bit slower, wait for the next circle to dictate itself, and then we can rotate whichever way we want. And the guys on the rooftop will have to jump off, and we can shoot them out there.
Oh, I need 3 more kills.
Andy, get you.
Yeah, Green tried going up the staircase, and I'm not really surprised.
There's 2 kills, Andy.
The guys are probably just holding the stairs waiting for him. This is really ballsy. I probably wouldn't do this shit.
Drop money on the box.
Yeah.
Blair going out. Sniper a little hesitant with the shots. We're able to get the beams with the M13.
Got one down.
Yeah, that's easy right there. And last but certainly not least, your boy. And that's all she wrote. And all that comes down to, guys, is just planning, right? As soon as the next circle identified itself, as we're going to the zip line, these guys should already been over here. They should already been on the closest side of the building to the next zone. That way, if they ended up getting in a fight, they could actually jump off down there and then wait for us to jump off, and they'd have the angle on us. There's a lot of ways to outplay fights if you're in a bad position. And honestly, these guys, again, were in a good position. If they would have just stopped holding that staircase, come over here and held this corner to make sure we didn't come out, or just to wait for the next circle to go to the right-hand side over here, they could just jump off and wait for us. But instead, they sat there, they camped, they overstayed their welcome, they ended up paying the price. But again, Musa and your squad, thank you guys for sending the gameplay. Always a pleasure spectating you, brother. A lot of lessons to be learning this, and I really hope you guys as the viewers learned something, and if you didn't, at least enjoyed the gameplay and the commentary. But again, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel today, join the Wolf Pack, and if you love them short intros, make sure you smash that like button, or I'm gonna go back to them 3-minute intros. But until next time, boys, y'all have a good one, and good luck in Warzone.